I'm Stan Busby in Washington. More than 1,400 people have died in Japan's worst earthquake in more than 70 years. Officials say at least 4,000 people have been injured. More than 1,000 people are missing. The most serious damage is reported in the port city of Kobe. Hundreds of people are trapped there under fallen buildings. Widespread damage also was reported in the cities of Osaka and Kyoto. The quake measured 7.2 on the Richter scale. Japanese Prime Minister Tomiichi Murayama has expressed sympathy for the victims. He promised all necessary government assistance to deal with the disaster. In the United States, President Clinton called the Japanese Prime Minister to express sympathy for those affected by the earthquake. Mr. Clinton said the United States is ready to send any assistance that may be required. The leaders of China, Taiwan, India, Britain, and other countries also sent offers to help Japan deal with the disaster. Moscow. Russian and Chechen officials reportedly have generally agreed on a ceasefire to end fighting in the separatist Chechen Republic. Chechen representatives announced the decision in Moscow after talks with Russian Prime Minister Viktor Chernomyrdin. Both sides say they hope the truce can begin tomorrow night, but they are not sure of the exact time. In Chechnya, Russian military forces are continuing to shell the capital, Grozny. But reports say separatist fighters still control the presidential palace. It is considered the center of Chechen resistance. Bosnia-Herzegovina. The Bosnian government has ordered United Nations peacekeepers out of a base north of Sarajevo. Government troops have blocked the base outside the Muslim area of Tuzla for almost a week. They are protesting the presence of a Bosnian Serb officer at the base. The officer was sent to the base during the latest ceasefire to help improve relations between the Muslims and Serbs. In northwestern Bosnia, UN officials report continued Bosnian Serb shelling around the Bihać area. New Delhi. American Commerce Secretary Ron Brown has announced 10 more business agreements between American companies and India. He says the agreements signed during his trip to India are valued at about $4,000 million. Mr. Brown says other American companies are seeking another $12,000 million in agreements. Mr. Brown made the announcement following a meeting with Indian Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao. A Tamil rebel spokesman says the guerrilla war for an independent state would end if Tamils were given limited self-rule in northern and eastern Sri Lanka. The spokesman said the Tamil rebels would consider a kind of government that would guarantee self-rule in the north and east. Sri Lankan forces and Tamil rebels are honoring a ceasefire for a 10th day. Pakistan. Reports say Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto will visit the United States in April for talks with government and business leaders. A Pakistani foreign ministry spokesman says an announcement about the trip is expected soon. Ms. Bhutto last visited the United States as Prime Minister in 1989 during her first term. Iraq. A United Nations official says opposing Kurdish groups are fighting for control of the northern city of Erbil. The UN official says the fighting is a threat to UN guards and foreign aid workers in the area. Reports say at least 55 people have been killed in Erbil. The city is home to the self-declared Iraqi Kurdish Parliament. The Kurdish Democratic Party and the Patriotic Union of Kurdistan are battling for leadership of the Iraqi Kurds. In Baghdad, Iraqis are burning American flags and shouting anti-United States sayings on the 4th anniversary of the start of the Persian Gulf War. In a nationwide speech, Iraqi President Saddam Hussein says Iraq gained strength from the war. He also said Western countries have failed to keep Iraq out of the international community. In Kuwait, leaders warned that Iraq remains a threat to Kuwait. They also said relations with Iraq are not possible while Saddam Hussein is in power. The Middle East. Israeli troops have clashed with Palestinians protesting the expansion of Jewish settlements in the occupied West Bank. Several hundred demonstrators gathered at one settlement near Ramallah. Reports say Israeli soldiers fired at the crowd when some of the protesters threw rocks. Palestinians also demonstrated at two other settlements. Jerusalem. Israeli President Ezer Weizmann has spoken by telephone with Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak in an effort to ease tensions between the two countries. Egypt has been criticizing Israel for its refusal to sign the treaty to halt the spread of nuclear weapons. Israel is believed to have as many as 200 nuclear weapons, but it does not admit to having any. Bulgaria. President Zelensky has asked the leader of the former Communist Party to form the country's new government. Socialist leader Jan Videnov later told reporters he expects to announce his cabinet before Friday. The Socialist Party won half of the seats in Parliament in general elections held last month. Beijing. Foreign ministry officials say Chinese leader Deng Xiaoping is generally in good health. The statement followed earlier reports about the health of the 90-year-old leader. 5 days ago, Mr. Deng's daughter said that his health has worsened. She said he is unable to stand or walk. Briefly, here again is the major news of the hour. More than 1,400 people have died in Japan's worst earthquake in more than 70 years. Russian and Chechen officials reportedly have generally agreed on a ceasefire to end fighting in the separatist Chechen Republic. And the Bosnian government has ordered United Nations peacekeepers out of a base north of Sarajevo. And that's the news in special English. Stan Busby reporting.